Hey, what's going on? It's another exciting episode of Sittin Outside, the beautiful Hollywood White House Pizza Cafe. It is another sunny day in sunny California, and I'm excited to say I'm on my fourth episode of Sitting on the Hollywood Boulevard, bringing questions to the people and the answers back to YouTube. How's everybody doing out there on YouTube? If you're enjoying what you're seeing, hey, subscribe to the channel, Virtual Media Network, like the video, Sitting Outside, share it with your friends, promote it, comment on it, tag me in it. Talking a little bit today about traveling, which is a very common theme in this program, considering I meet lots of tourists every single episode. One common problem I know that travelers face no matter what part of the world they go is getting from point A to point B. And technology is changing rapidly. Why in the last 5 years alone, companies like Uber, Lyft, ride-sharing networks have exploded onto the scene and are growing in popularity exponentially. Big partnerships between Apple, and Didi, and Lyft are all going to start to streamline the technology to where I almost guarantee that iPhones eventually come out with Lyft already included into the software package. People are going to be using rideshare. And the question is, as we try to eliminate safety issues from the rideshare development, the issue of driverless cars continues to arise. And I wanted to ask people out there if they were comfortable riding in a car with no driver. These programs have already begun. Pittsburgh has started a driverless car program. Singapore has inducted a driverless car program. And I know that all of the major manufacturers are working with driverless technology. So it is only a matter of time until the driverless car takes over the streets. However, it will be consumer demand that determines how popular it is. So let's see just how many people out there would actually ride in a car with no driver. Hey, how are you? Where are you from?
New York.
You're from New York?
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Hollywood.
Thanks.
Is this your first time to Hollywood?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Poland.
You're from Poland.
Yeah.
Is this your first time to Hollywood?
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Hollywood. Are you enjoying? Hey, how are you? Where are you from?
So I'm from New Zealand.
You're from New Zealand? Hey, how are you? Where are you from? Welcome to Hollywood.
Hi.
Hi. Where are you from?
California.
California?
Yeah, Los Angeles.
You're from Los Angeles?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Can I ask you a quick question? Okay, I'm going to ask him a quick question. Hey, how are you? Where are you from?
New Jersey.
Now, I imagine you've heard of companies like Uber.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, would you ever ride in a car that had no driver in it?
I don't know. It would be weird.
Would you ever get into a car with no driver?
I don't know. That's something to think about, I guess.
You're not. Would you do it today?
Maybe.
Maybe. What would motivate you to do it?
I don't know. I guess just to try something new.
Okay, to try something new. So you're an adventurous type. I imagine since you're traveling, you have to use transportation to get from point A to point B. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
So I'm curious. Have you ever heard of a company called Uber?
Yeah.
And do you use Uber?
Yes.
Now, if Uber transitioned to all driverless cars, do you think you would still use it?
Depends what other sort of companies arose out of the ashes of driving cars, but I see no reason why it's up.
Imagine while you're traveling, you have to do some transportation, like get from point A to point B, right?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of a company called Uber?
Yes.
Now, do you use Uber?
Yes, I do.
Now, if Uber completely transitioned to driverless cars today, would you use it?
No.
Hey, if you knew that a car had no driver in it, would you still ride in it to get to where you needed to go?
Yes.
Yes, he would. Look, the future generations are all for driverless cars.
Now would be weird. After some time, probably people would get used to that and just would be casual, no driver car.
So like most people say, it would kind of require the people to shift in thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, folks. How are you? Where are you from? England. Is this your first visit? Welcome to Hollywood. And do you have any concerns at all about a car that has no driver?
Provided all the checks are done and the technology's right. No, I'm perfectly fine with the idea of it.
Another vote for driverless cars. Thank you so much, sir. Have a wonderful day. This guy's mad at everybody, but that's okay. It's all right. You wouldn't get into a car operated by a computer today.
Oh no.
No.
No, definitely not.
That's a no. If the technology all changed and it became all driverless cars today, would you use a driverless car taxi?
No.
Not today.
Nope.
Not until it was proven technology. Do you hear that, Uber? Hey, folks, how are you? Where are you from?
We're from London.
You're from London. Is this your first visit to Hollywood?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask you a quick question?
Okay.
Went driverless and had no driver, would you still use them?
Yeah, I would.
And why would you use driverless vehicles?
I think humans are not as safe as technology. Humans can also fail. I know technology does fail too, but I think that wouldn't be a difference. So, I don't think if you had a driver or no, that wouldn't make a big difference. So.
So probably the safety would be relatively the same once the technology's all fixed. Do you use Uber back home?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Now here's a question for you. If today the technology changed and all cars became driverless vehicles, would you use the technology today?
Yeah.
And do you have a reason maybe why you would use it?
Because it's easier.
Convenience.
It's cheaper as well.
Don't have to tip a computer neither, right?
Yeah.
Uber car was going to pick you up, but it had no driver in it. Would you still ride in the car?
Yes.
You would. So you would ride in a driverless car. Can you maybe tell me why you would ride in a driverless car?
'Cause machines, even though like you can't necessarily be based on them, they could still have a lot of things. Like for example, GPSs and traffic things, they know about it, so
The computer probably knows the traffic better than the human, right?
yeah, pretty reliable.
Pretty reliable. Well, this concludes another episode of Sitting Outside, Hollywood White House Pizza Cafe. We took the question, driverless cars to the people, and I must admit, I'm surprised to learn that people have confidence in the driverless car. I might be a little old-fashioned, but I may have to jump on this bandwagon. Clearly, the generations of tomorrow are prepared to receive the technology today. If that's the case, driverless cars have a huge market to sell to. Good luck to you. Like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Christian Steele with another episode of Virtual Media Network's Sitting Outside.